Sure. So it all comes back to I get a little sciencey on you.
Sure.
Again, I'm not a sciencey geek, but I'm a tech geek, and I kind of was born out of that tech industry. Um, Ultimately, what it comes back down to is a principle called electroadhesion, which is just a fancy way to say that opposites attract. And so our media, which I brought along for you today, looks as
Love it.
simple as a sheet of paper. It, and for all the engineers I've worked with, we pass it around. And certainly, if you guys have an opportunity to stop by Cougar's offices, they've got media there that you guys can touch and feel. But it looks and feels like a piece of paper. But the magic is that during the manufacturing process, through a chemical reaction, we're able to replicate the natural properties of an element. And that element has two things that are critical to it. The first is that it's positively charged. But listen, there's a lot of elements that are positively charged. So that's not what's really making it special for this application. The part of that element's properties that are so special is it has a high surface charge. So in other words, all of those all of those uh, protons are on the outside of the actual element. But when it comes in contact with water, it slowly relaxes. So the example I use all the time is a loaf of bread. So as we all understand surface area, right? If we had a loaf of bread, we could calculate the amount of surface area there around the outside. But is that how we eat a sandwich? No. What we do is we slice the bread up. Why? Increases the surface area, right? So it's the same amount of matter, right? But the surface area is exponentially increased. So when our
Hmm.
media comes in contact with water, those fibers slowly relax. As those fibers slowly relax, the surface area increases. So what you end up with is a media, right? So the water flows straight through the media, right? So it becomes an exercise of surface area that when it comes in contact with that water, right, it creates a strong positive charge, which then is able to adhere or grab out of the water any of those negatively charged particles. More importantly, and why it makes so much sense for Andrew's vision and where we started in the hospitality space, is that the majority of our bacteria, virus, and cysts, not all of them, but the majority of those invisible, very small, very harmful things to the human body happen to be negatively charged. So it's extremely effective at removing them.